Non-oil GDP growth in 2024 will raise national investment in 2025. Al-Sudani advisor, quote, Mazhar Saleh, the Prime Minister's advisor for financial affairs, confirmed. The growth in the non-oil GDP, which reached 6% in 2024, will positively reflect on the strength of national investment in 2025. The Iraqi economy will witness a high investment boom in 2025 thanks to the economic accelerator factor in the investment field, in addition to the high positive growth effects of national income in 2024. Question: So no tax on our exchanges? Mark Z: I don't think we will be taxed, but be prepared just in case. Prepare for the worst and expect the best. Economist: Washington's policies towards Iraq prevented the revival of its financial resources. Will Trump change this Obama-Biden-era foreign policies towards Iraq? This is the only way, and I mean only way, we will see the RV in short order. The fact that Trump is a businessman before being a politician gives him the advantage to see the great potential for American investment in Iraq. For Iraq, non-oil revenues, which include taxes, customs and earnings from sectors outside hydrocarbons, rose to nearly 12% of total revenues in the first 9 months of 2024, up from about 7% before the approval of Iraq's landmark 3-year budget in 2023. The rise in non-oil revenues is attributed to increased import customs, expanded taxes and contributions from the housing, transport and construction sectors. U.S. threat to punish Rafadain may destroy dollar salaries and push Iraq into isolation, quote, Professor of International Economics, Nawar al-Saadi, says, if sanctions are imposed on the Iraqi banking system, the effects will be broad and profound, as this will lead to major disruption in the Iraqi economy, especially since Iraq relies almost entirely on the American financial system in its international dealings, whether through transfers or reserves in the U.S. Federal Reserve, and any restrictions on these dealings will lead to a severe shortage of dollar liquidity, which will increase the demand for the dollar on the black market, and thus raise its exchange rate against the Iraqi dinar. This is a speculative investment. A bank is not going to tell you you're going to be rich. A bank is not going to tell you on this day you're going to be rich. A bank is not going to tell you this is the rate that you're going to get. You understand? Good. Iran confirms continued gas exports to Iraq despite U.S. sanctions. Quote, the National Iranian Gas Company confirmed the continuation of gas exports to Iraq, despite circulating news about the United States canceling. Is it possible we will see something Monday morning? It's possible. But stay calm, as there are a lot of moving pieces right now. There have been tons of comments from groups and contacts in Reno that have suddenly awakened. It is busier than we have seen it in years. Reno contacts are very optimistic. Minister of Finance receives a delegation from the German Corporation for International Cooperation. Interesting. So are they going to be doing this 1310 business forever? I don't think so. Quote, in the presence of sectoral bodies from the Central Bank of Iraq, Federal Integrity Commission, Financial Supervision Bureau and the General Authority for Customs and Taxes at the ministry's headquarters. These guys are focused 100% on Iraq getting into the international world. This just in from my Singapore contacts. There is a hold on the RV for an unspecified amount of time. The Iraqi government, in collaboration with the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, consulting firm Oliver Wyman, INB, INI, and K2, launched a strategic initiative to modernize the country's banking sector. It was realized, due to the cross-border payments training program, that Iraq was not at all ready to initiate a revaluation of the IQD due to insufficient capability. Further implementation details will be announced in due course. Until this is completed, there will be no RV. This information has been verified through the Office of the Prime Minister. Wait for further details. We do not now know how long this will take. Don't shoot the messenger, please. President Donald Trump has ignited a firestorm in the Middle East with a dramatic executive order that abruptly ends Iraq's waiver to buy gas from Iran. This high-stakes move intends to choke Iran's economy, and its nuclear ambitions is sending shock waves through Iraq's fragile energy sector and threatening to plunge the country deeper into political and economic chaos. Baghdad is scrambling for alternatives. Financial transactions are also under siege. Washington has cut off Iran's access to Iraq's financial system, leaving Iraq desperate for a workaround, including a potential shift to Russia's mirror payment system. Iraq is deeply concerned the sitting president will place more sanctions on the country if they do not comply. Trump sanctions send Iranian currency to biggest collapse in 46 years. Quote, Iranian markets witnessed a record collapse of the local currency, as the US dollar jumped by 3,000 tamans to reach 89,000. This decline comes in light of US President Donald Trump's maximum pressure policy against Tehran, and was followed by the US Treasury imposing sanctions on Iranian oil exporters. The euro reached 91,200 tamans, while the British pound reached 111,800 tamans, representing the largest collapse of the Iranian currency since 1979 against the US dollar. At the beginning of the current Iranian year, on March 21, 2024, the dollar was at around 61,000 tamans. The Prime Minister's advisor for financial affairs, Mazar Mohammad Saleh, confirmed that the financial concerns raised from time to time about the economic situation in Iraq are baseless. Saleh told Al Farat News that Iraqi diplomacy is one of the most successful in protecting the country's supreme interests, according to the government program's adoptions and national constants, whether with the United States or others. He added, there is a high degree of consistency in managing the country's financial affairs in a stable manner within the framework of the general economic policy, which is a positive thing that is always indicated by the ability and flexibility to confront economic challenges with high rationality during the past years. Saleh pointed out that the country enjoys good financial flows from oil revenues and others, supported by efficient foreign reserves and promising economic activity in the real sector in partnership with the private sector witnessed by the country, especially in the sectors of renewable energy construction, fossil oil, electricity, gas, infrastructure, reconstruction and housing in an unprecedented manner. Despite the statements of government officials reassuring the financial situation in Iraq, there are some concerns that are raised from time to time due to fluctuations in oil prices. The Iraqi economy depends heavily on oil exports, which makes it vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil prices. Any drop in oil prices could significantly impact government revenues and lead to a budget deficit. While there are some financial concerns, the economic situation in Iraq appears stable at the moment, thanks to good oil revenues and foreign reserves at the Central Bank of Iraq. Ali al-Zubaydi, a member of the Nabni Alliance, described today, Monday, the president's complaint against al-Sudani as an escalatory step that should not be taken, stressing that it comes within the framework of political wills and may have serious repercussions on the